everybody. Sorry it has been a while since I have filmed. Not since I've posted though, because by the time you see these, they're all gonna be going up in a row. But yeah, I have not filmed anything since week, I think, what does it say? I think it's week 10. And there's really no good excuse other than I have been crazy sick, crazy nauseous, and my job is insane. So my hope is after this, now that I'm feeling better, I should be able to get back on track filming legitimately once a week. So I'll have all the right information when I'm talking to you guys. But until then, you're just gonna have to deal with me and my lovely note cards. But at least I have all the information. So let's start with week 11. Week 11. Okay. So symptoms for week 11. I lost a lot of weight, and we'll talk more about that with week 12, but like week 11, I specifically remember my pants were not fitting, like, at all. And I had even, and this is my fault, but I had gotten a size up so that when I did fill out more, I wouldn't have to go get new pants. And they're like, so my work pants are like, they're like stretchy, but they're like the band is pretty stiff, but they're stretchy because I work with kids, so I'm up and down all the time. Yeah, they were not fitting, which was, that was a huge surprise. I was not too, well, I wasn't too happy about it because, like, I know you're not supposed to be losing a lot of weight. And the reason that I was losing a lot of weight, I was having morning sickness about once a day. Nothing sounded good, no food sounded good, and I was just throwing up constantly. The only thing that may have sounded good was like Cheez-Its, and that's kind of what I used as my base of just having something in my stomach. But really, like, I just remember nothing ever sounding good. That's the week I was super craving Lunchables, and without thinking about it, I got the stupid turkey and cheddar Lunchable, and thankfully I only had one, and so it was just like a little blip mistake. But I definitely had some cold turkey. Whoops. So what are you gonna do? Good news is everything seemed to be okay, because I did have an appointment and everything came back negative. But yeah, so nothing sounded good, just constant morning sickness. I was sleeping a lot, so I would come home from work and I would just fall asleep on the couch. Like, I had zero energy, like absolutely nothing. So that was fun. And so I would just sleep, but then when I would go to bed at night, I was really having some really restless sleep. Like a lot of tossing and turning, a lot of getting up in the middle of the night. Excuse me. So it wasn't, I was sleeping a lot, but also not sleeping. So even though it was like, oh, you were on the couch since 7 and you got up at 7, like, no, I really probably only slept about maybe 7.5, 8 hours because of all the tossing and turning and being awake. I also remember that week waking up a lot, like around 1 or 2 in the morning, and then just being awake for like an hour or 2. So that wasn't fun. Let's see. Yeah, I'm still this whole time, still had a lot of acne, a lot of hormonal changes, so that's okay. I'm used to it. Thankfully, it's not usually too bad. It's usually just a little that pops up here and there, but still getting acne. Yay. I guess I'm not going to be one of the lucky ones who has like perfect skin, but that's fine. Yeah, so that was week 11. Week 11 wasn't too crazy other than, you know, just sleeping a lot, and generally I was not eating. My poor wonderful husband would try so hard to make me food, and I could usually stomach like a couple bites before I was just like, I can't eat anymore. So that was week 11. Week 12. Okay, so week 12 was fun. The big things for week 12 is I had my first official OB appointment. This was the one that I officially scheduled back in like week 7, I think. So it was 11 and a half, 12 weeks roughly. And it was fine. You know, everything came back fine. Since I had already had a sonogram at week 9 for the bleeding issue, they didn't have to go into like all the in-depth sonogram stuff. They didn't measure or anything. Just check the baby's heartbeat. What was really cool is, so they were able to do just a belly, you know, put like the jelly on the belly and hear for a heartbeat. So that was really awesome. I also discovered, so when they took the heartbeat at 9 weeks, it was 180 something. I think 181, 185 was the heartbeat. I'd have to go back and check what I said, but it was in the 180s. But this time, it was 170. So I thought that was really cool. And doctor said that's totally normal. As they're growing, their heart rate does slow down. As long as it's between, I think they said 120 and like 200, baby's fine. So yay, that was super fun. The other really cool thing is with the sonogram, you can definitely tell that the baby's getting bigger. Like, I'll put up the 2 sonograms right next to each other. Like I feel like you can really see more well-defined features, which is just fascinating. I love this stuff. It's so cool. And we actually saw the baby move. So that was so cool. The nurse couldn't quite feel, she couldn't get she couldn't find the heartbeat for a little bit. And she had me like hold my breath, and she was like, why am I not getting this heartbeat? And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And she was like, oh, baby was just moving. And you like see him go, generic him. You just see him going in and out of focus a little bit. And it was like, oh my gosh, he's moving. It's so cool. All right, so symptoms for week 12. That is when I went in and, you know, so I went in for my OB appointment. I found out that I've lost almost 10 pounds since the beginning of January, which was conception. And I was even down 3 pounds from when I measured at my 9 weeks. So that didn't feel too good. But the big reason for that is I had the worst morning sickness this week. I had the absolute worst. Like, I was getting sick multiple times a day. And I even took off work I think I left work at like, I think I get there at like 8:30. I think I left at like 10:30 on Thursday. And then I left at noon on Friday. Like, it was bad. I was not feeling good. So, you know, literally just went home and slept most of the weekend and all that stuff. So that was the worst. So that week, like the end, once the baby was 11 weeks into that 11 and a couple days, just after 12 weeks was the worst morning sickness that I've had this entire time. And usually I just have like a little bit of like, my stomach's empty in the morning. That was a lot of week 11 and earlier. Maybe something didn't sit quite right. No, this was like, except for dinner, and even at dinner sometimes, like every meal, I was feeling like I was gonna throw up or throwing up. So that was super fun. Yay. Same thing, I was sleeping a lot, still have a lot of acne, still also having a lot of restless sleep. The only other symptom is I was super dehydrated, and a lot of that is because I was throwing up so much. I actually, when I went to the doctor, so, you know, they have you do the urine test, and she was like, oh my gosh, you're super dehydrated. And I was like, yeah, I literally drank like a huge water bottle, and then right before I came here, threw it all up. So that was fun. And they were like, if it does get worse, if it is bad, like, we can give you something for it. But the good news that I'll get to is it does seem to have kind of calmed down a little bit. So I'm not too worried about it. I've been able to keep stuff down, and that week I was still able to keep stuff down. It was just not fun. It was not fun. And then just like the worst part too is just like feeling nauseous, all day. You just like, it was awful. That part's not fun. Once again, with food, generally I was not eating, just kind of barely keeping crackers down. I think this is the week I switched to pretzels. So I've been eating pretzels a lot, which is not a good thing. So basically anything I've been craving or able to keep down has been like salty foods. And with my blood pressure, it's like, oh, you don't want to be having salty foods. But it's like, that's the only thing I could keep down that week. So, whatever. I feel like you just do what you gotta do sometimes. All right, week 13. All right, so today is Monday the 19th, which means it is week 13. The baby is 13 weeks old now. Oh, and that's actually something I forgot to mention with week 12. Week 12 was really fun because the date was March the 12th, so 3/12, and I was 12 weeks, which is 3 months. Yay, numbers. But anyway, so week 13, over this past week, I still had pretty bad morning sickness on like the Monday where the baby was 12 weeks and the Tuesday. But since Wednesday, I've been pretty good. I really haven't been throwing up that much, maybe here and there and feeling a little queasy at times, but nothing near as bad. Like, it's definitely been easing up. For a while I wasn't able to go in the kitchen because like smells, just everything was making me want to hurl. This weekend I was in the kitchen a couple times a day, and was able to stay in there for like enough time to make food. So that's really exciting. I feel like I can finally start getting back on like eating healthy now that I feel like I can be in the kitchen and things aren't making me feel as sick. I also, this last week, had a really bad cold. So any symptoms that I have are also a part of that. You can probably also hear I'm super hoarse, which is partially cold, partially my job. But yeah, I had a really, really bad cold. So a little bit of a headache, just constantly feeling congested, which I'm shocked that didn't hurt the morning sickness more. Cause you know, when you're coughing a lot, like sometimes you like make yourself feel like you're going to be sick. But no, not too much of that, thankfully. Maybe just a little bit here and there, but not too bad. Still getting that acne, still having that on and off restless sleep. Although I think this weekend I really my sleep was pretty calm compared to what it's been. So that was really exciting. Still getting up a couple times a night, mostly just to go to the bathroom, but I kind of expected that. I really haven't been like food-wise craving anything. Maybe cheese. I mean, cheese is always good, but that's about it. And the only other big thing for this week is whether I am officially there or not, or I'm about to be there. I'm almost at the end of my first trimester, which is crazy. That means I'm almost at or in the second trimester, which is even crazier. And I kind of feel like I'm basically in that second trimester since my my morning sickness seems to have subsided substantially. So I'm like cautiously optimistic that I'm starting that part, which, you know, I feel like it feels good to get through the first trimester. It feels good. I don't know any other way to put it other than it's nice to know we got this far, even though there's still a long way to go. We got past the first third. So that's really exciting. And I'm really happy about that. And I think that is gonna wrap it up. I know it was kind of going fast just because I got so many, since I've got so many weeks in a row. It shouldn't be this bad next time. I don't know if this will be on the vlog for week 14 or week 15, but I do have a cardiologist appointment coming up. They just want to monitor my blood pressure, make sure everything's okay. And the week after that, I have another appointment, another OB appointment. So that's super exciting. I am always going to be excited to see the baby and see the progress. So I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so excited. And I will either put this in at the beginning or the end of this vlog, but we got a very small baby haul, a couple things that we've received and gotten for the baby. That is just gonna be fun. I just want to show you guys because that's kind of neat. But thank you so much for watching. Baby dust to everybody who is trying. Congratulations to anybody who found out that they were recently pregnant. That's so great. It's so awesome, and I'm so happy for everybody. And I will talk to you guys next week. Bye!